Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic, food. So more specifically, the food I'm planning on taking on the Appalachian Trail, and exactly why I've chosen the foods that I have, my special diet, and the reasons behind it, which we'll get into here in a minute. But I just want to give you a quick look of what 7 days of hiking food looks like for a low carb diet person like myself. Yeah, like I said, we'll go through each one a little bit. I will break down the carnivore snacks some and the keto friendly tortillas, but this is kind of gist of my daily plan moving forward. All right, so let's just dive right into this bad boy and my plan for my meals. I should probably first tell you I'm a planner. Some people, are able to just pick up one day and say, I'll just make it work along the route. And then other people plan everything out. Some send a few boxes, some send no boxes, some send only boxes. And I'm going to explain why I've come up with the plan I have. And I'm sure there'll be comments of good or bad, but this is kind of the plan I got. So first, you probably should know, so I'm a Type II Diabetic, which kind of makes my food options a little more unique. Now, for the longest time, those diabetics out there will know, and medical people will understand this terminology, but my A1C, my 6-month average of blood sugar, was 10, 9, 10 or over. That's significant. If you're not a diabetic, you're under 6, normally around 5, 4, somewhere in there. I haven't been a non-diabetic for so long, I wouldn't know. But the point being, I was on 80 units of insulin a day. My diet, I tried a little bit, but didn't do real well with it, obviously. And so my diabetes was pretty much out of control. So about a year ago, not quite a year, 10, 11 months ago, I stumbled on a YouTube video of a guy, a doctor, talking about how you can help your type 2 diabetes. And what he was preaching, and I'll use preaching because that's probably the right word, was talking about your body doesn't really need carbohydrates. And so what I did, and carbohydrates in your body is what turns into sugar, which is where my body's out of control. So the basic gist is, if I cut my carbohydrates down, my body's going to make less sugar and it'll drive my diabetes down. So I did that. I went on a low carb, some people call it a keto diet. I wouldn't say I'm actually a keto diet guy, but I have found that when I look for foods, I look for stuff that says keto on it because that's pretty low in carbohydrates, is just what I'm trying to do. So by doing that, now I am totally off insulin, which was a big deal for me to go on the AT, having to worry about how I'm getting my insulin and keep it cold and things like that. I just didn't want to have to go down that road. But so this helped tremendously. Now I'm off of insulin altogether. My A1C has, traditionally been 9, 10 and up. And now my last A1C a few months ago was 5.8. So I'm really under control now with my diet. I have had some hiccups with my diet. Mainly, I did a trip to Europe, and over there, for those of you, the food is awesome. And so I thought, I'm going to take a month off of my low carb diet, just eat whatever I want. I didn't do any insulin. I didn't take it with me. And when I got back, it was just out of control. So the first thing you need to know is when your body, so my body, before I went on a low carb diet, all my energy came from carbohydrates, or I shouldn't say all, because I'm not a medical person, so please understand that. But your energy is mainly coming from burning carbohydrates. When you go down to a keto diet or a very low carb diet, your body goes through a change from burning carbohydrates for energy to burning fat for energy. And that is a huge change for your body, and what it's called is going into ketosis, which is where the keto diet name came from, I suppose. And so your body goes through that change, and some people, well, I guess most, go through some type of what they call the keto flu. It's where your body adjusts and you don't feel very well for a couple days. For me, I get severe pains in my kidneys for a couple days, and then after that though, it's gone and there's no problems. Well, when you go off of keto for a few weeks going to Europe and then back on, it screws everything up. And so now it's taken my body a little bit of time to get back, and I'm not all the way back yet, but I'm close. So keep that in mind when I say, I would love to go into a trail town and just down a couple pizzas or do a half-gallon ice cream, but it is not an option for me because of diabetes. So keep that in mind when I talk about how I'm eating and what. Another thing that I've noticed now over the last 10, 11 months, food, going from, I want to go out to eat because the food there is really good. I've just kind of developed a different idea of eating. And eating doesn't have to necessarily taste very good. It's just a necessity I need to do to keep my day going. So keep that in mind as well of, I just need to eat because I need fuel to keep moving. And so we'll go over there. So what I got here is, like I said, I have some notes because I wanted to make sure everybody kind of was on board or understood what I was doing. I try to keep around 40 carbs a day, and I do use net carbs. Some people are strict with just regular carbohydrates. If you look on the back of a package, that's not a good example because everybody does different. So here, total carbohydrates is 6 grams. Dietary fiber is 2 grams, and other fibers or other sugars as well. Well, for net carbs, you take your total carbohydrates and you subtract the dietary fiber. So this went from 6 grams down to 4 grams right off the bat. And then if you have any sugars through alcohol, because that evaporates out, you take that off as well. That's kind of what net carbs are. They do that math for you. Some of the items I have, I'll have to get to them as we go, it'll have that already, but that's kind of the gist. 2 main things, because I don't want to go through those individually so much, is I bumped into this carnivore snacks. These are great because the other thing I look for is protein. Really need a lot of protein, obviously. So I've got some of these. What I've done, there's so many servings, like for this one, there's 5 servings in a bag. So I've already broke those servings down into little bags. So I won't be carrying this bag. I'll have this bag here with me, so I can set those to the side now. The other thing, keto tortillas. So these are keto-friendly tortillas. The carbs on this are like 0. So anything that has good protein and low carbs, I'm on board all day. With that, I also wanted, about 3,000 calories a day. So a lot of this is based on calories. So I look at close to 0 carbs as I can get, as much protein as I can get, and as many calories as I can get. So that's kind of what has based my selections here. So for the most part, I'm around 2,900 calories a day on some and 3,400 calories a day on other, and those are mainly based on my morning snacks. Some and I'll go through this a little better, but so some days I have a keto bar, other days I have a couple Quest bars, another day I'm gonna chop this bad boy in half, So those are really my big calorie numbers, how they move around a little bit. So the other thing is, this is 7 days worth of food. My plan is everything I eat is gonna be shipped to me, and I have a support team in the back home that is going to send this, and we have a list of places to resupply and things like that. My support person is codenamed Moneypenny. I thought that was fitting. So Moneypenny will take care of sending me things. We'll be in contact the whole time through the trail, just to make sure I have what I need. So, all right. So, what I'm going to do is kind of break down a day and kind of go that route. So, I'm a big coffee drinker. So I have some Nescafe coffee that I'm going to have in the morning. I have a cup of that, and then what I'm going to do is I have some peanut butter, Skippy peanut butter, and the super fat coconut perfect keto. So this is like a chocolate paste, kind of, well, I'll use this loosely, so it's basically peanut butter and Nutella only. This isn't really Nutella, but I'm going to put that on 2 tortillas in the morning. And the peanut butter and tortilla, it's kind of a salute to my father. When I grew up, my father ate peanut butter bread every morning with coffee. That's all he did. And when I was going through this, for some reason that came in my head, and I've had it a few days. It's perfect. So I'm going to have that for breakfast with 2 tortillas and a cup of coffee. That's how I'll start my day. So and I'll keep throwing these things down, I'm sorry. So then I have a snack figured out every day. What'll happen is those so I have a Jolly Rancher in the morning. That kind of helps my sweet tooth. So I'll just suck on one of those in the morning, around 9ish or who knows what. And when I refill water in the morning, one of them will have the Element. It's an electrolyte drink mix. Really like these. It's worked very well for me. I'm happy with it. So I'll have that in the morning. And then somewhere when I have a snack, that's where my big differences are. My snacks will be between a Quest bar in the morning, and then in the afternoon a Quest bar, or half of the Keto bricks. So I'll cut this in half in the morning, half in the afternoon. And then the summer sausage, which has a huge amount of protein, I'll cut that in half in the morning, half in the afternoon. And just so you know, the sausage is probably the first thing I'm going to eat, because 1, it's the heaviest, and 2, once I cut this in half, the amount of smell that's going to be out there for critters to come running is going to be significant, I'm sure. So I don't want to put this in a bear bag overnight and hang it out with half a sausage out there. So so one day, it'll be this, and one day it'll be, I will tell you, in 7 days, it's only 1 sausage. So when I get the box, I'm cutting this in half, and that day, this is what I'm eating first. The Keto bricks, I got turned on to these. I got a couple different ones that I like, some that I don't like. The toasted almond coconut I like. This one is the coconut cream, and I have one other one, milk and cookies. So that's the 3 kind of flavors that I'll mix throughout the week, throughout the 7 days. You read the reviews on some of this stuff where people are like, "Oh, that's the most delicious thing I ever." No, it is not. But let me tell you what this bad boy has. It has 1,000 calories, and that's a big deal for me. So 1,000 calories right here to keep me over that calorie. Well, to give you an example, one of these is 1,000 calories. One of these 100 or 200. So I'm at 400 calories one day with this. 1,000 calories with this. That's a pretty big deal. The summer sausage, that's in the 600-700 calorie range as well. So that's, and a lot of protein, like I said. So that's a big deal with that. So then I continue walking through the day, And when I stop for lunch, I'm gonna have, this another area where I've kind of mixed and matched a little bit. So everything I'm working with has the extra virgin olive oil that I can do. Really gives me a lot of protein and a lot more calories. So there's a tuna, I have a salmon, and chicken. So those are the three. So what I'll basically do, there's 2 of each, 180 calories in each one of these. I'll take one, put it in a tortilla, put a nice piece of Wisconsin cheese in there. Again, calories and no carbs. Two of those rolled up. That'll be my lunch. And then because I've been trying to increase calories, I got this moon cheese. It's got 1 gram total of carbohydrates, and 170 calories. So that's another, almost 200 calories. So that'll be my lunch every day. That'll, like I said, change between the tuna, salmon, chicken, and the other one I have. I can't find it. Here it is. Spam. So there's a couple people that have done the hike on a keto diet, and spam is a big deal for them. The carbs in this are 2 grams, 230 calories for one. So I'll do the same thing. One of these in a tortilla with cheese, and then the second one, same thing, tortilla and cheese. And so I'm up at 460 calories just right there with those 2. And then again, the moon cheese. And so that's my lunch. Continue walking. In the afternoon, I'll do the other half. I have another Jolly Rancher, and if it's a Quest bar day, I'll eat the other Quest bar in the afternoon, or the other half of the keto brick, or the other half of the sausage in the afternoon. Then in the evening, when I pull into camp, I've got, Next Mile meals are probably the best keto friendly, low carb friendly meals out there. There are some other ones like the scrambled eggs here. The carbs on this, there's 12 grams of carbohydrates, dietary fibers 3, so I'm already down to 9 carbs here, and so that makes this a good option for me. The Next Mile meals, the ones that I kind of can get along with, this is the most expensive part of the day by far, because most of these are $9 to $12 each. So it kind of gets expensive. I can see why some people make their own meals, but so they have a coconut chicken curry, chicken broccoli casserole, steak omelet, deli roast beef, Italian style beef marinara, and sausage scramble. So I have that, and that's where the carnivore beef sticks come in. Again, big on protein with these, and 0 carbs. So that works out well, and that's a serving right there. So I'll have that with the meal, and then after the meal, I'll have another cup of coffee just to kind of relax a little bit and take my notes and do my videos or whatever I got going. So that's kind of the gist with that. The carnivore snacks, after my first look through, and this is why I think you should plan early. So I went through it, and then I started doing some research, trying to find different things. That's where the carnivore snacks came in. The moon cheese, I kind of bumped into, and the super fat bars, because this has 2 net carbs, and I can't see the 4 grams of protein and 170 calories. So that's a big deal for me. So all right, so kind of wrapping that up then. So when my day consists of the Quest bars, I'm probably around just under 3,000 calories. With the summer sausage, I'm at 3,100 calories, and with the keto bars, I'm at 3,400 calories for the day. And my protein will be about 160 to 170 each day grams. And then my carbs, which is big for my keto piece, I'm at 39 to 42 carbs for a day. And that for me, if I keep under 40, 45 for the day, I feel pretty good. And with the exercise I'm going to be doing, I think I'll be all right. I do have a shakeout hike. You know, I was planning on doing part of the Florida Trail here in Florida, but I've kind of changed mainly. Well, one reason, I'm dealing with a leg injury at the moment with muscle, and so I have to let that heal up. On the Florida Trail, I was trying 20 miles first day, and the more I thought about it, I thought, you know, first day 20 miles, I'm not going to do that on the AT. Why should I do that here, even though it is flat? So I've readjusted. Going to do the Low Trail for my shakeout hike. I've done pieces of the Low Trail before. It's a much better thing to do to get an idea for up and down hills. It's going to be cold, you know, first part of February. I'll be a month and a half out, so I'll have a pretty good idea with the weather, because the Lobe is in the Smoky Mountain area, same as the AT goes through there. So that'll give me good feedback on cold weather stuff that I have, if I'm good, and so forth. So that's kind of my meal plan. Like I said, I'm doing 7 days at a time. Moneypenny's going to send this to me. I do have a plan for, you know, I have a plan up to about the halfway point, up Harper's Ferry. And then my thinking is at Harper's Ferry, I'm just going to sit down. Moneypenny's going to come up and link up with me. We'll just sit down and kind of go over the plan for the next half of the AT. Don't want to get too far ahead, because by then I'll have an idea of miles, how I'm doing. And she's not sending anything, you know, until, you know, I know for sure I can kind of look. So we'll be 1 or 2 boxes behind, but for the most part, that'll help there, so I don't have a box that sits there for too long. The other thing I'm going to do is 7 days is kind of, my intent is to go the 7 days without a hostel or a hotel or anything, unless I need a day, because I just need a day to take a break. I am probably going to utilize quite a bit the hostels. Most of them have the opportunity to send a box, so even if you don't stay at the hostel, you know, for $5 I can have the box there. The problem with the post office, I don't know where I'm going to be exactly. So if Saturday afternoon I show up at where the post office box is going to be, I got to wait till Monday till they open back up so I can get my package. And so I don't want to do that, where hostels gives me a lot more flexibility. They're there every day. So I'll send the box to a hostel, and if I have to pay $5 to get the box, that's okay to me. But odds are I'm going to stay at that hostel overnight, and so then when you ship a box to a hostel and you're staying there, then it's for then you don't have to pay it. So that all comes that's all kind of part of the plan. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I haven't posted in a little bit, been dealing with a few things. I do have an equipment post coming up. I am still quite a bit out, so I'm refining things as I go. My meal plan may tweak a little bit. Same with my equipment. I'm already, you know, my weight on my equipment's not where I want it to be, and so, you know, I've got everything packed. This is what I think I need. Now let me see what I can take out. So I'm kind of drilling that down a little bit. The 7 days of food is right at 14 pounds. So that gives you an idea. You know, when I get resupplied, I'm adding 14 pounds to whatever my dry weight is on my rub. And so, you know, my goal, the big goal is under 40 pounds. I'd like to keep as close to 30 pounds as I can, especially in the winter. I know as I shed some of the winter stuff, that'll help. But for the first part, under 40 pounds with 7 days of food, and around 30 pounds, my dry weight is my goal. So, all right, if you enjoy what you see, I'm going to cover the keto stuff and my blood sugars on the trail. Subscribe and drop a note, and yeah, hope to see you again.